This boy spent his whole life taking care of his mother until one night he discovers something he was never meant to see, a secret that shatters his childhood forever. What would happen if you found out that the person who should protect you the most had lied to you your entire life? This is the story of Justus, a quiet and obedient 11-year-old boy who lives in the countryside with his mother, who uses a wheelchair. He takes care of her and keeps the house in order, just as an adult should. He doesn't play, doesn't talk, and doesn't laugh. He cleans, tends to the plants, and hides his desire to be a child like any other. One afternoon, Justus spends time at a nearby beach and buries his mother's feet under a mound of sand. There is a silent complicity between them. They communicate without saying a word. But something curious happens. When she sees him having fun in the water, tears escape her, hinting that there is something deeper between them that has yet to be revealed. The next day, a girl appears who changes everything. Justus is watering the garden plants when he sees a teenage girl riding by on a bicycle. He only manages to see her legs pedaling, but that's enough to capture his full attention. That's why, without thinking too much about it, he checks that his mother is asleep and decides to follow her. He makes his way to the beach and hides behind a tree so he won't be seen. The teenage girl swims in the sea, gets dressed again, and continues on her way by bicycle. Justus watches her, mesmerized. It could be the first time he's seen someone close to his own age. The thing is, he lives in a beautiful house surrounded by nature, but it's also deeply lonely. When he returns, his mother is waiting for him by the window, on the verge of tears over her son's unexpected disappearance. And here's where things get serious. She's not in a wheelchair. She's standing. Although Justus can't see this from outside. He comes in, apologizes, and everything returns to the usual monotonous routine. But his curiosity grew too much. He wants to see that girl again. So much so that the next morning, something happens that proves it. Justus wanders aimlessly through the forest when the young woman appears before him, standing still and saying nothing. They look at each other in silence, although unfortunately it's not real. It's just his imagination. At the same time, his mother wakes up startled from a nightmare. She dreams of Justus being taken by the hand by a woman. This means that she is afraid, but not of losing him physically, rather of losing control over him. But fate does its part, and Justus discovers the truth. In the afternoon, he wakes up from his nap and, from the doorway of his room, sees something he shouldn't. The silhouette of his mother standing, walking. He is too drowsy and doubts his own eyes, but the image stays with him. That's why dinner that night is not like it usually is. Justus has to find out if his whole life has been a lie. Without his mother noticing, he takes a utensil and pricks her leg, which causes an immediate reaction of pain that confirms the deception. But the surprise causes her to accidentally spill boiling tea on Justus's back. In the dining room, she treats his burn with a cloth, but the silence between them is heavier than ever. At that moment, she whispers something that explains everything. She tells him that she loves him. For her, lying isn't a cruel act. It's a way to protect him from the world. But the betrayal is so strong that Justus decides not to answer. From this discovery on, something inside him starts pushing him outward. The girl on the bicycle keeps returning to his imagination again and again. He even imagines himself traveling with her by train, as if that image represented everything he never had: escape, distance, and choice. For that very reason, one night he decides to run away. He walks silently across the meadow, wrapped in darkness, careful not to make any noise that might wake his mother. In the forest, he once again imagines the girl walking ahead of him and follows her until he reaches paved streets. Suddenly, he sees two people kissing in a dark alley. He stops to watch with curiosity. And then he understands. It's the same girl, kissing a man. The scene overwhelms him and makes him return home immediately. He goes back the same way. Even though his home is tainted by betrayal, it remains his only refuge. But this is where the real problem appears. His mother is desperate, waiting for him by the window late at night, and when he comes in, she hits him hard in the face. She is no longer the quiet, gentle woman from the beginning, nor is he the child who obeys without question. Justus touches his reddened cheek and looks at her. Something breaks forever. He no longer trusts her. In the morning, Justus looks outside through the window, and his eyes fill with tears, because nothing will ever be the same again. Sometimes what we call protection isn't care. It's fear disguised as love.